What up, Rough Leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We're at the roundabout here in South Ruimveldt. So this is a famous roundabout that I continue to argue it should have been an overpass with entrances and exit ramps, entrance ramps and exit ramps. It just came off of Aubrey Barker Road looking west towards those two banks. Right, the two banks that were on the construction for a year, Citizens Bank and another building that I think is also a bank. But here there's a lot of land that is residential land that needs to be developed, and we're going to look at what happens with this over time. But this is South Ruimveldt Gardens. And this is Aubrey Barker Road. Now the last time we were here looking at Aubrey Barker Road, they were constructing a sidewalk, basically covering the drains and turning the drain covers into a sidewalk. And now they've expanded the road, they've extended the road, turned it into a divided road. And we'll take a look at it, closer look at it on another day when it's less busy, because it seems to be stirring up a lot of dust now. Just traffic using the road is stirring up a lot of dust. This is the beginning of what is now being called Heroes Highway, and at the next intersection is that new hotel. Let's see if we can get a look at it from this. You can see the new hotel. Well, you can see the new hotel in the distance. We're going to take a walk over to the hotel. I'll give you a little update on how development is going here in the fastest growing economy in the world. So recently, the Bank of Guyana released its second quarter report for 2024. That is, the first half of the year has been completed. And they released a report on the Sovereign Wealth Fund. So based on what is published in the report, based on what is published in the report, the second quarter report, Guyana has received $4.8 billion from ExxonMobil. That is both profit and royalty, totaling about $4.86 billion US dollars. And the government has spent almost $2 billion.
Distance 2 miles. Duration 43 minutes 28 seconds. Pace 23 minutes 1 second per mile.
Right, the government has spent almost $2 billion US dollars now. They changed the law, I think, last year to make it so that they can withdraw more money from the Sovereign Wealth Fund. So what is left in the Sovereign Wealth Fund is about $2.7 billion US dollars. Now all this is public information. The Bank of Guyana quarterly reports are available online. Just go to the Bank of Guyana, or you can Google Natural Resource Fund Bank of Guyana, and it will bring up the reports, which are in PDF, and you can download them. So the question people have been asking is, how do you think, or how do I think the money is being spent? Some people are claiming that all of these hotels are being built with the money, and all of these new housing developments are being built with the money. And more recently, there's been a lot of revelations that a fair amount of corruption is crept into the system. That is, government ministers setting up companies and giving themselves contracts, government contracts to do morning, to do work. In other words, procurement contracts to do construction of infrastructure. Now I'll tell you what I believe, what is in fact supposed to happen, and in fact what is happening. So what is supposed to happen is that this sovereign wealth fund is supposed to remain untouched in terms of spending, and they're supposed to invest that money in income producing assets, right? That will be the standard way in which to handle the sovereign wealth fund. That's how Norway manages its sovereign wealth fund. But in Guyana, that is not what has happened. They've been spending out the sovereign wealth fund, and that's a bad omen, bad sign. Here we are back in Houston. So that's the new 4 Points Hotel. So 4 Points is making progress. Let's see. At the end of the property, they've enclosed what seems to be a very large structure. Looks like a gymnasium or parking garage or something. And at this end, you see they're still working on this, the frame. They seem to be working on the roof. Now the last time we were here, they were putting in these